This is the Hentai Happy Podcast.
It is man-made. Brotherhood.
Good night, good morning, and good evening. This is Hentai Happy, and I'm here to bring you another epic story about aliens. It's me, your fictitious, salacious anti-hero, Hentai Happy. Today, we're gonna talk about the new Predators movie. It seems that the new Predators movie will reportedly introduce female predators. Get woke, go broke, baby. Here we go. I'll read the article from We Got This Covered. Hollywood is placing a greater focus on diversity and representation than ever before. Diversity and representation. You mean the Star Wars kind? And that might even extend to a fictional race of extraterrestrial trophy hunters who travel across the universe to kill things for sport. Okay, listen here. We got our own shit that's fucked up on planet Earth. Why are we trying to extend our fucked up machinations from planet Earth onto the galaxy, onto the universe, okay? Let's just leave it on Earth, shall we? 10 Cloverfield Lane director Dan Trachtenberg may have voiced his disappointment that the Predator movie he'd been working on for years was revealed to the public, but it wouldn't be unfair to say that a lot of fans are hardly enthusiastic about the franchise being rebooted yet again. Listen, dude, I'm pretty sure it's a rumor of the female Predators. By the way, there exists no female predators because they don't do hunting. We'll talk about that a bit later. After all, Shane Black's The Predator was only released in the summer of 2018. That being said, the reports that Trachtenberg's film will be a period piece focusing on a female Native American warrior at least promise a fresh spin on a property that's largely operated in the realms of militarized sci-fi action with an overload of testosterone. Look at how this guy writes. What's his name? Scott Campbell. Scott Campbell, you should be ashamed of yourself. You write like you're a feminist cunt. That's what you write like. And you think just because you write like this, you write like a sassy little girl, you think these feminist cunts will give you some of their pussy? They're not going to give you some of their pussy, dude. They're going to reserve that for the alpha male, the masculine men. They might say all sorts of nonsense, okay? They might say, toxic masculinity, but what do they jump for in bed? That's right. The toxic, masculine chode. And you've got a microcock, dude. That's all I gotta say. But there's also the feminists, the ones that cause terror, that also focus on lesbians. So they could like the lesbians and they could like the alpha male, but they're not gonna like you. So keep writing your heart out, Scott Campbell. They're not gonna jump onto your cock and start sucking it so you can get the semen out of there, okay? Insider Daniel Rickman also remains adamant that a sequel to 2010's severely underrated cult favorite Predators is in development. Listen, dude, if it's severely underrated, it's not a cult favorite. It's shit. I saw just the opening sequences of that Predators movie with, what's his name, Adam Brody. I don't know, what his name is? Fuck his name. I don't give a shit. And, just the focus of the main film was that guy's nose. The whole fucking nose would take out the whole panel. The whole screen was filled with his nose. So I couldn't handle it, man. I was like, oh, fuck this. This is going to be a movie about his nose. So I quit that. I was a young kid back then, right? So I couldn't actually force myself to fucking watch bullshit like this. It was like, ugh. And, I tried to stay for the Yakuza guy. There was a cool Yakuza guy in there with a white gun. It was like so cool and whatever. But even that, I couldn't handle it. Just looking at Adam Brody, I was scared, man. I was like, fuck, somebody get this guy a plastic surgeon pronto. He needs it ASAP. Damn. Anyways, moving on. I forced myself to watch it, just a few hours ago because I wanted to get to the 2018 Predators movie, or The Predator, and I thought it was actually good. I thought it was like a family type Predator movie, which there's nothing wrong with that, right? You've got the kid who's going, and then I read the Reddit board, and then they said weaponized autism, and I was like, oh my god, that is so true. It is weaponized autism, and it's a movie about diversity, but it's also a movie about autism and how it's weaponized. And then you got the kid over there telling his father, I'm sorry, I didn't grow up to be the way you wanted me to be. And then his dad is like, tell you what, here's the secret. I didn't grow up to be the way I wanted to be either. But if you can put aside the fact that the movie is about weaponized autism, it's actually an okay movie. Just turn off your brain and you don't have to see Adrian Brody's nose or Adam Brody, whatever the fuck his name is. I've had enough of him. So it was a nice change of pace, right? And then you had that hot girl, Olivia Munn. Oh my god. Her scene was just impeccable. It was amazing. She is a comedian. I think she's woke, but she is fine, motherfucker. She is fine like a dime. Oh yeah, that's what I got to say about her. And the words, the words of her freaking verbose. Her lines were amazing. She said that one awesome line. It was like, "Eat my pussy." Yeah, that was the best line of the movie. I'm gonna screenshot that line, put it at the end of this video. Not screenshot, but screen cap. There you go. Anyways, despite there being no confirmation from the studio that such a thing exists, and he's now claiming that both the new movies that are in the works will feature or will introduce female predators, members of the species, into the live action mythology for the first time. Okay. All right, so there's been rumors that they do exist. Well, actually, in the lore.
In Predator lore,
the females are larger and stronger than their male counterparts, as well as being more rational and calculating. Okay, let's go visit the lore. So the subject of yautja, reproduction is a mystery, and although females are confirmed to exist, only a few individuals appear to be blatantly female by human standards. Okay, so they're not physically female. I guess the SJW camp will love that. They will love that fact that, they're just as flat-chested as them. In at least some Yautja cultures, the females are apparently not hunters, but are still nonetheless equals in Yautja society and mentality. Okay, so in the Yautja cultures, the females are not hunters, right? And they are not considered the predator, as the people in the movies call them. So essentially, there is no female equivalent to the predator. There is none of that. Laudicale is a derogatory term that is sometimes used to refer to females. It literally means child maker. Okay, so basically they're baby ovens, right? They're essentially their whole existence, and the reason why we don't see them in any other of the movies out there is because they're baby makers. They're baby ovens, okay? Child maker. The derogatory term that is sometimes used to refer to females means child maker. The warrior Deshande, Broken Tusk, has never heard the word spoken to a female's face. It's apparently considered a very unwise thing to do, or even consider, for an insulted and angry female is not something even a not too wise male would want to see. Apparently, an angered female predator is far stronger than an even armed male. Okay, let's go back to what Scott Campbell said. Scott Campbell said, and I quote right here, that in Predator's lore, the females are larger and stronger than their male counterparts, as well as being more rational and calculating. Okay, so essentially you got the hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. Right? And that's apparently true. No, that is true in our modern society. Because if you're getting angry at a woman, you're fighting with a woman, and you know she deserves a punch or slap to the face, you have to think about it. You have to think, if I slap her in the face, you know, am I going to go to prison? What's going to happen? And then you don't do anything. You're like, you back off. You're like, I'm not gonna risk this shit. There's repercussions for actually disciplining a woman nowadays. So you can't do that shit. What does the yautja do in this case? All right. The yautja is like, I'm not going to fuck with her. He's like, oh, there must be a reason why. Because she's cray-cray. If you do the same thing to a woman, if you don't even have to threaten a woman with anything. She'll just pull out the knives. And she'll say, I'm going to fucking murder you. Just because you had a small argument with her. And then she'll call the cops and say it was your fault. She'll give you a black eye while she paints a black eye on her face. She'll cut off your fingers. And she'll put a bit of, makeup on her body to say, oh, I was bruised and whatever. And then you go to jail and you did absolutely nothing. I would assume that, if you fuck with a female yautja, she's going to take out a knife when you're not looking and stab you. Because nothing about this here, nothing tells me that this woman is, the female yautja is more cool-headed. In fact, she actually acts when she's hot-headed. So if anything, the female yautja are more hot-headed than the male warriors. We've seen the male warriors in action. We've seen them take a ton of stuff, and they always think about it in their cool minds. They always have their calculator on their hand, their calculator watch thingamajig. They use that, right? So what about the females here is that they're more cool, calm, and less hard-headed. And you're saying they're much larger than the male predators? That's not confirmed, dude. The ones I see look like they're normal size. They actually look like they're freaking ninjas. So they look more compact than the male predators. So I don't know what you're talking about, Scott Campbell. Let's go back to what his article says. This could present new storytelling opportunities that the series has yet to explore in any sort of depth or detail. Okay, so basically the only thing they haven't yet to explore is how to reproduce. How do they reproduce? So I don't see any members sticking out for the yautja, the male yautja. And we haven't seen the female yautja besides a few comic panels where they have some visible tits. And that's about it. We don't see if there's a vaju, okay? Of course, any long-running franchise needs to freshen itself up in order to remain relevant. And you mean in order to remain relevant with the tweeter mob, the tweetards, the retards in blue. And that's especially true in the case of Predator, which has been reinvented multiple times already, but still hasn't come close to recapturing the magic of John McTiernan's classic 1987 original. Okay, so they've reinvented it multiple times, and you said every series needs to reinvent itself to remain relevant, but you can see that this series reinvented itself several times, but it still couldn't capture the magic of the original. And now you're saying the reason why it didn't capture the magic of the original was because there wasn't a cunt. That's what you're telling me right now. You're telling me because there was no cunt, there was no vaju in the equation, there was no emotional hot-headedness, there was no sassy girl in there. That's what we need to save the franchise, especially when the franchise is overwhelmingly based with the male fans. So we need a woman, we need a female reptile to capture the magic from the 1987 original. You are on drugs, dude. You are on drugs, and so is your source. The source is a Patreon account. The source is a freaking Patreon account, guys.
God.
This was the worst article I've ever read, and Scott Campbell, you suck. Go chase your social justice warrior pussy, because I guess you ain't gonna get that regular sweet-ass home girl pussy, bitch. Okay, take it easy, guys. This was Hentai Happy. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'd like to thank my channel supporters, William Jackson, Caleb Stewart, Sabrina Snow, and Diego S. Diego. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Let's fight the good fight. Let's end wokeness. Let's not make the hunt female. The hunt is female. Just like the force is female. God help us all. Yeah, this was what you were missing, guys. This was what you were missing. You were missing a female in there. You were missing tampons. You were missing like hormones. You were missing a raging female in there. Nothing says that they're better hunters. Nothing says that they're more calm, cool, and collected. If anything, they're more hot-headed than the males. They're more irrational than the males. So Scott Campbell, you can go fuck yourself, and your news outlet is full of shit too. Take it easy, guys. Bye-bye. Catch you in the next one. This was Hentai Happy.
This is the Hentai Happy Podcast.
Brotherhood. It is